before we sort of start talking about yourself now, just kind of wanted to really quickly touch on, I suppose, like the depression side, and
Yep.
if you're comfortable. So like, yeah, how do you kind of get through it? Because obviously you're having those feelings. It's not just from today. It's a
Yep.
build up of different things, like you said, probably being away from your parents,
Mm.
the discrimination you faced in Fiji,
Yep.
different things. How do you cope with it?
Well, I think the most important for me was sort of just having the positive group around you. So, and by the way, I fell into depression again here in Australia because I didn't have a goal or dream.
Yeah.
So, this is one way to bring up the mentorship, because in the gym, I met a guy who was talking about, entrepreneurship, dreams and goals. I'm like, that's my language. That's what I speak, entrepreneurial sense wise. So I linked up with him, and then from there on, I met my mentor, as well as having this support group of people that's chasing their dreams. They say birds of feather flock together because they're all heading in the same direction. So that's how I sort of had my dream running, as well as have started to surround myself with like-minded people. So that way you're a lot more, how to say, fair enough, you dwell into some negativity, but if you always have people uplifting, you're in a better place than most people. You're better off out there than in your bed crying or listening to sad songs. And then third part was changing the things I say to people and myself. Or instead of saying I'm not good enough, I said I could always try. Instead of saying that today is not bad, today is pretty good.
Yep.
Instead of saying I'm broke, I'm overcoming a cash flow problem.
Yep.
So things like that. Instead of saying it's a bad day, it's a character building day. So things to always look forward to. I realized that as soon as I change those, as well as learning more vocabularies, I start. You sort of, words are like a flashlight where you sort of only could see so far, but the more words you learn, the better you see. So that's what I did. And then I kept listening to podcasts, audios, as well as reading. And that really has took it all away. Fair enough, there's some days that I feel up and down in terms of health-wise. Weather change, like recently, nosebleed, which happens. It's easy to dwell in negativity. And then I guess the other part is changing my physiology. What I'm saying is that if you're sad, you'll notice that you're hunched over.
Yep.
You usually can tell when someone's sad. So that means, they're lowering their voice, talk like...
Yeah, body language is low.
Yeah.
Yep.
The way they walk is sad too, in a way. So they say you never see a sad person running, because as you run, your endorphins kick in, the drugs that make you happy naturally in your body. So that's what I changed my physical state, as well as dressing. Because when you dress good, look good, you feel good, as well as smelling good too. So
is that why you're always wearing a suit?
yeah, it helps. Especially when you walk around, people compliment, people treat you differently. So
That's true, actually.
I try to encourage all my friends to dress well, because look, low-minded people will say you're trying to be fancy, but when you're really out there, people treat you so much differently, so much better.
Yeah, and it's a 1% for yourself. If you just feel a bit more confident about yourself by what you're dressing, do it.
100%.
My Instagram handle on my personal account is dress like you're going somewhere better later.
Ooh.
Right? You don't
Damn,
dress.
that's a long handle.
It is. Well, not my handle. Sorry, my I guess caption.
Oh, bio. Okay.
Because it's so true. If you're dressing for a job, and it's always better to be overdressed for potentially the next job.
Yep.
Or things like that. So I'm all about that too. Not today, but
cool. Finally, I'm starting to find my circle of people.
yeah,
This is good.
It's so important. Then you speak about language as well. It's so powerful because the glass half full, glass half empty.
That's right.
Changes your whole mindset.
And there was a study that shows, it was accidentally discovered, was that prisoners, they found that they are very limited in vocabularies. And fair enough, I relate to this so much because I remember when I only learned few words, is often bad words because any language you learn, bad words are the easiest things to learn first. So I've only learned bad words, and anything I express has always been bad. Like I'd always be angry because you have all these thoughts and emotions that you can't express, you can't articulate. So therefore, this is where I understood that, these prisoners, they can't express themselves. Therefore, it's all built up. This anger, this anguish, this hatred. So then, yeah, from there on, they start to commit all these crimes. So, and they said the vocabulary is the size of their room, which is not much at all.
Yep.
Which is like a 4x4 or something. So, vocabulary is very important.
Yeah. And then there's just one other thing I wanted to comment on, which was how you said when you're in that sort of sad, depressed state
Yep.
of trying to improve yourself and do different things, get out and do something.
Yep.
Otherwise, you're going to be stagnant. And just remembered this quote that always stuck with me. It was I don't know if you follow the NBA at all, but
Kobe Bryant.
one of these basketball players,
Okay.
whenever he'd go back to the hood, all his guys would say, "Oh man, you've changed so much,"
Mm.
and he'd be like, "Yeah, I have. You haven't.
Yep.
Why haven't you?"
Dang.
Word.
So I like that because it's that's you should be changing. You should be evolving.
That's right. Or a great saying, especially when someone has a bad day, is if you ever fall in life, try to fall on your back because if you can look up, you can get up. So that's mine. I'm sure yours would be just as
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
works for you.